Hi, so today I'm going to let you know where I found my greatest inspiration to head off around the world and tick off a 50 for 50 list to help me cope with turning half a century. I freelanced for a few years to a local community newspaper, and early in 2015 I stumbled across an archived story about a local lad, Nathan Buchan. And now Nathan had rejected a career path as a plumber and was travelling the world as a blogger. I started following World Nate, and when he came home at the end of 2015, I met and interviewed him. And I mean, wow, what an inspirational young man, just amazing. I tracked his journeys throughout last year on Facebook and Instagram, and then caught up with him and met his partner, Hannah Martin, who does the same as he does, in November last year. Double wow, double inspiration. There's a whole swag of young people travelling the world and making a living from their laptops. Digital nomads are called, or travelpreneurs, or various other tags. Notice I said young. Now, I follow a lot of digital nomads on Instagram, and they all have two things in common. Number one, they all look under 30. And number two, they're all attractive young people. And hey, good for them. When I trepidatiously mentioned to Nate and Hannah that I wanted to do this, trepidatiously as I'm about to turn old and, you know, I'm not cover girl material, they thought it was a fantastic idea. So, boom! Yeah, that was what I needed to hear. And as Nate pointed out, you know, I think there's a great niche market waiting for me out there because I'm over 30 and not magazine material. So, you know, if you're like me, following digital nomads and thinking, oh, I could do that if I was younger, oh, I could do that if I was better looking, well, you know, hopefully come March 1, I can be your inspiration. So follow me. Okay, so the next 10 things on my list. It's not quite alphabetical anymore because I realised that the next 10 items were all Earth Day dinners around the world with various people, and I probably need to get their permission before I mention them. So we shall jump to, I've renumbered them. So number 11, cuddle a hairy coo. That will be in Byron Bay, I think. There's an eco farm I want to visit there. I first discovered a hairy coo back in the late 80s. I was working at a photo lab, and so I saw a negative first, and I was like, what the hell is that? And then when it was printed, it was like, oh my God, that is like the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I want to cuddle one of them. I want to have lunch at the Idle Spurs in Barstow. Now, Barstow is, I was going to say between wherever we were and Vegas, but I think it's between Vegas and LA. I have a friend who's talked to us for years about the amazing meals you get at the Idle Spurs. Mum and I did manage to get there in 2014. Unfortunately, when we got there, we'd both been really sick for 3 days and hadn't really been eating anything and just couldn't face a meal. So I need to go back and have a meal there. Have lunch with John Campbell in Auckland. John Campbell was the host of Campbell Live, which was a New Zealand current affairs show for many years. It's one of my favourite people in the world. And have lunch with Tim Shadbolt in Invercargill. Tim Shadbolt is the mayor of Invercargill. He's a rather eccentric character, and I just think he'd be fascinatingly amazing to spend an hour with. And have lunch with Xavier and Ashley Rudd. I discovered Xavier Rudd. I was walking through Pukakura Park in New Plymouth in 2005, heading into WOMAD, and I heard this music start, and I was like, wow, this band is amazing. And then the singer started, and I was like, from 1977 until 2005, my favourite singer in the world was Neil Diamond. I mean, I went through all the crushes. I was in love with Neil Finn when I was 13. I just love Robbie Williams. I love various other singers, Bowie. Neil Diamond was almost my favourite until I heard that voice, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is now my new favourite singer. So I started running, came around the corner, and there's one man on a stage, and I was like, oh, ripped off. It's just some dude singing along to backing music. I thought Womack was supposed to be all live. And I nearly walked off, and I turned back and I watched, and I was like, oh my God, that is one man making all that music. So I've seen Xavier in concert 13, 14 times now. And, so to meet him, and his wife Ashley is sort of a superstar in her own right. She's one of these yoga, fitness trainer, everything else superstars, and two of the most beautiful people on the planet, and would love to have lunch with them. Revisit North Stradbroke Island. When I lived in Brisbane, I'd go to Strady quite a bit. I always planned to live there. Unfortunately, I left my run too late. I'd been looking at houses over there, and they were around $60,000, $70,000. And then I went back a couple of years later, and they jumped to about 500,000. So yeah, missed the boat there, but still want to go back and visit, see what the island's like now. Revisit Tinnibryn. Tinnibryn is a Welsh bed and breakfast in Abergavenny, and it features in my novels Keeper of the Atlas and 20 Years of the Prophecy. Riding a yellow school bus. Whenever Mum and I are in the States, we on long journeys, even short journeys, we play Spot the Yellow School Bus. So every time you see a bus, if you call it first, you get a point. Go for a ride in a TD haulage truck. Since I was about 10, I've been fascinated with these trucks. Their depot is 22 kilometres away, and that is coming up probably before my birthday. So yay, very excited about that. And number 20, ride the Fremont Street zip line in Vegas. The first time I was in Vegas, we sort of didn't realise what it was until it was closed for the night. And the second time we went back to Vegas, that was top of my list of things to do, was ride the zip line. But that was when I said earlier that I was sick. Yeah, I was sick in Vegas, and I spent pretty much 4 days in bed at the Luxor. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again next week. Have a great week.